first and foremost, I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Karakorash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Graven Stone, and salutations to all the brothers that's pushing this work in all sincerity and in truth. And the brother Yahya with me of Nahal, right? And we are going from the James Kings to Jamaica camp, and we are with a quick lesson. And this one is based on the movie Creed 2. In the movie Creed 2, Stallone said something. Is in the movie called Rocky. Him say, "Oh, he that has nothing to lose is the more dangerous." You understand? Because what happened was that brother named Creed. See, Creed was going up against a Russian fighter. Understand? And at the moment, the Russian fighter was more versatile and deadlier than Creed. See, they have a saying in the movie saying that they're dangerous. You see me? But at the point in time, the Russian fighter was more dangerous than Creed. Because Creed was the world champion. He had a lot more to lose. He had a lot more to fight for. While the Russian fighter never have nothing to lose, man. You see, him give up all for the fight. Him focus on the fight. He never have him focus on on anything we have to lose. His main focus on him, his target was the fight. You understand? When you get me Ecclesiastes, I think chapter 11, verse 1. See? And that's a part of the spirit, because in this world, you're attached to this world, and my belief say you have things to lose in this world, but at the end of the day, you have nothing to lose in this world. You have to focus on the spirit. You see, that was what Creed never really understand, because Rocky asked him, what are you really fighting for? You see, because all the glory him attained, all of that to him attained was nothing. You see, if you don't know when truly a fight for him. You see, because you have all the material things is worth nothing to fight for. You have to fight for something that is innately within you. You have to fight for something that brings out your true character. You understand? For us, it's about fighting for a spiritual, fighting a spiritual war to attain what? The kingdom of heaven through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. As into the scripture says, go on.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 1. It says, "Cast thy bread upon the waters,
right?
For thou shalt find it after many days."
So cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. It's an investment. Zin, everything where you think you have now that is of value, it's of no value. Zin, you have to give up and forsake all your material possession. Zin, you have the philosophy of a sage. Zin, when you reach a level of a sage, when you reach a higher level of mindset, to know that everything that is materialistic is worth nothing compared to the development of self. Zin, Solomon understood this. That's why I'm still saying, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. You see me? So Solomon had reached that level of sagehood. You understand? We likewise supposed to reach that level, have that mentality to lose ourselves from this world. Get me Timothy chapter 2, 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 4. You see, we supposed to have that mindset to lose ourselves from this world, to detach ourselves, basically think within the spirit. It seems that we may be able to achieve that higher level of spirituality. You see, because when we leave this state, you see, in this state of being carnal, we transcend into a different state. You see, because what is our hope? We have a hope to have spiritual power. To have spiritual power, we have to separate ourselves from the carnalities of the flesh. You see, so that we know our true fight. That's why Scripture said the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. You see me? So we have a spiritual battle. You understand, God?
So this is 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 4. It says, "No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life."
So to right there and then after that, Timothy do not tell us say you're in a fight. You're in a war. You see? So when you're in a war, your mindset is supposed to depend what you have in this, where you do this, so what kind of business you have this, so, man. Your mindset is supposed to be geared and conquering the flesh. You see, mortifying your members, because when you're in war, you're not supposed to think about the affairs of this life. You're supposed to think about to navigate yourself throughout this world, man. You're supposed to think about, like in the movie Dead President. You see, in the movie, one of the soldiers them say, yo, look here, man, I can't think about what's at home. You see, if I think about what's at home, I'm going to die in fields, man. You see, because one of them comrades them was basically telling him about saying want to go home to his wife and his woman. And he said, nah, I can't be thinking about what's happening at home. I have to be thinking about what's happening out here in the battlefields, man. See, because the moment you slip in the mind state of carnality is the moment you lose your crown, man. The moment you lose the focus for steer straight forward onto salvation, man. You understand? So you cannot be thinking about sowing unto the flesh. You see, you cannot be thinking about anything else, man, but the focus, but having that temperance. You see, the word temperance go back to control, to self-control. You see, so read it again, bro.
God says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life,
right?
That he may please him
right?
who had chosen him to be a soldier.
So we are soldiers, man. We are soldiers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And our sole focus and purpose is for what? It's basically listen to the commandments of the Heavenly Father and strive forth unto the kingdom to do the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's why the scripture does say a while ago that he may please him who had called us to be a soldier. You see, so you have to dismantle the thought and attachment to this life. Get me 1 John chapter 2 verse 16. You see, you have to dismantle all of the thought, all of the attachment to this life. You have to dismantle the thought of attaching yourself to the pleasures of the flesh. You see, you have to lose those things so that you may be able to control you. You see, in the book of, when you get me that after this, but read this and then get me 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. Right?
This is St. John chapter 2 verse 16.
Right?
And said unto them that sold doves, 15.
1 John chapter 2 verse 16.
John.
Yeah. Corinthians, will you say first? It's like it. 1 John chapter 2 verse 7, verse 16. Isn't it? 1 John chapter 2 verse 16.
Alright. This is 1 John chapter 2 verse 16. It says, for all that is in the world.
Start at 15.
1 John chapter 2 verse 15.
Right?
Love not the world,
right?
neither the things that are in the world.
Exactly. The scripture says, build not up your treasures upon earth where moth and dust will corrupt. But build up your treasures in heaven. See, where nothing now corrupt. It's basically eternal glory. Understand? So the scripture says, love not the world. See, because what?
Says, if any man love the world,
start from top.
Love not the world,
right?
neither the things that are in the world.
Right?
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
So love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. You see, what are in the world? Your car, your house, your girlfriend, your mother, your wife, all of these things, man. So you're not supposed to love none of these things, man. See, don't love the things that are in the world because your mind going to be attached to them. You're not going to know how to lose. That's why the title of this is, he that has nothing to lose is most dangerous. You see, when you think about being dangerous, when you look at the word danger, it means for cause injury. You understand? We are basically the battalion of the Heavenly Father. We are prepared for the battle. Which battle? The spiritual battle. Because in this world we have a spiritual battle. You see? And the so-called white man have used influences to try to get us out of this spiritual battle. You see? In the book of Matthew chapter 4, where Satan tempt the Lord with. Satan tempt the Lord with all thought that, yo, just get me that quick and fast. Don't let go that. Get me Matthew chapter 4 and start at 1. You see me?
Alright, so say Matthew chapter 4.
Because if Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, if Yahweh Shai did love the world, man, he would have gone and we would have no place for salvation. You understand what?
Says, this is Matthew chapter 4 verse 1.
Right?
Then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
Exactly. So him be led to be tempted of the devil, and the devil tempt him with a couple things. Go on.
And says, and when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered.
He was hungered, that means he's weak in the flesh. You see me? But this is twofold. Yo, it's when you fast, you're weak in the flesh, but you're basically strengthening the spirit. You see? So Yahushua was weak in the flesh. So what the devil was trying to do, the devil was trying to influence him and tempt him with the appeasal of the flesh. You see? But Yahushua was strong in the spirit. Likewise as we supposed to be strong in the spirit. Remember?
And it says, and when the tempter came to him and said,
so when the temper, Satan, the adversary, came to him, what?
if thou be the son of Yahweh, command that these stones be made bread.
Try to insert pride in a Yahushua head, man. You see? Because you are the son of Yahweh, you know. You see? You don't know you are the big man. You see? Yahushua, the son of the Heavenly Father. The devil tried to tempt him to be prideful. You see? That is one of the things where we have to conquer likewise, man. We have to conquer pride. Scripture tells us, say, yo, for the beginning of pride is when men departed from the Heavenly Father. You see? So, yo, we have to conquer pride and we have to seek unto fear and humility. You see me? So that we in turn aim to conquer the flesh, because pride is attached to the flesh. You see? Pride is a state of mind that will lead to destruction. You see? But Yahushua was not tempted to be prideful. You see? So read that again and see what Yahushua did, man.
It says, and when the tempter came to him and he said, if thou be the son of Yahweh,
right?
command that these stones be made bread.
Work a miracle, right? But what happened?
It says, but he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone,
right?
but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh.
So basically Yahushua did what? He humbled himself and heed unto what? The instruction and wisdom of Yahweh. See? So we likewise supposed to do the same. Read on.
It says, then the devil taketh him up into the holy city,
right?
and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and said unto him, if thou be the son of Yahweh, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee. And
exactly.
in here,
so that's showing you how the devil know the precept then.
correct.
Because a while ago he quote Psalms 91 verse 6. You see, so the angel of the Lord shall have charge over thee. You see? So where Yahushua said. So he might tempt him with all of these things, all of these luscious words, man. For try to throw him off from the path of righteousness, for throw him off from that spiritual battle. You see? For throw him off from remaining in a spiritual state of mind. Because remaining in a spiritual state of mind is knowing that you have to have the fear of the Lord, you have to know what the will of the Lord is, and you have to be humble. You see? And not puff up yourself. You see me? Go on.
It says, and in their hands they shall bear thee up,
right?
lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone.
Right?
Yahushua said unto him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy power.
Alright.
Again the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world.
So the devil makes sure to show him all of the kingdom of the world. You see, show him everything we can have in his possession. You see me? Show him show him say, yo, look here, you can have this, you can have woman, you can have everything. You see me? But Yahushua the standards. We supposed to follow after Yahushua. So hear what Yahushua did.
God says, and said unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me.
Exactly. So you have to worship the devil for getting all of them things.
God.
You see me? Right now, this world is gone, man. It's far polluted, yo. We're not supposed to invest it to wanting anything in this world, man. You see, because the one that's ruling this world right now is the devil.
God.
And the scripture tells us that we seek it one to come. Remember?
God
We
says,
seek a world to come, a kingdom to come. Remember?
says, then said Yahushua unto him, get thee hence, Satan.
So Yahushua resisted the devil. That's how we supposed to resist the devil likewise. Because we are soldiers, man. You see, we are hardened in the battle. We're ready to lose. We're supposed to have the mindset to be ready to lose, man. You see, in this state, Yahushua was dangerous. You see, he was dangerous. Everything where the devil threw at him, he conquered them, he caused injury. You see, to the devil, man. Because if the devil, all the shots when fire at Yahushua, the devil fire at Yahushua fire a bigger shot back here. You see, one bro?
And it says, for it is written, thou shalt, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve.
Maintain your trust in the Heavenly Father, Yahushua, Yahweh. You see, maintain your trust in the Father, Yahweh, man. You see, in the book of Psalms 20:7, the scripture said, trust not in chariots. You see, but in the name of Yahweh, man. You see, so Yahushua was trusting in Yahweh, man. You see, So read that again, bro.
It says, alright, back to verse 10. It says, Then said Yahushua unto him, Get thee hence, Satan,
Right?
for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve.
Him only shall thou serve, man. You see me jump back to First John. You see?
Right, back in 1 John chapter 2 verse 15 it says, Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh.
The lust of the flesh, yo. The devil was trying to tempt Yahushua with the lust of the flesh. These are some of the things that's in the world, yo. Carnalities. You see, and he tried to tempt Yahushua at his wicked state when he was hungry. They can imagine. You see, he tempt him with bread. He resist the bread. You see, we read first in the book of Ecclesiastes 11 and 1, it says, Cast thy bread upon the waters, after many days that shall thou find it. You see me? Yahushua casted that bread. You see, him tell you, say, yo, me and eat right now, me and eat spiritual bread. You see me? Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word, you see, of Yahweh. You see me? One?
God says, For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes.
Him tempt him with the lust of the eyes as well. You see me? Him tell you, say, yo, bring up on one mountain and say, all of these kingdoms upon the earth, I'm going to give you. You see me? If thou bow down and worship me. You see me? But when Yahushua say, yo, Yahushua say, yo, look here. I shall not worship none but Yahweh. You see me? And him alone I'm supposed to trust in him. You see? Go on.
And the pride of life.
And the pride of life. Where the devil he tell him, say, yo, because you are the son of the Heavenly Father. You see? See them stones and make them bread. You see? Because he know the power when have, but no, Yahushua humbled himself, man. He humbled himself and allowed to be afflicted. You see, for that moment. We supposed to in a state of mind to be afflicted for this moment, yo. Because the glory that is about to come after this affliction is more glorious and prosperous than everything the devil could have ever offered him. Understand, bro?
It says, Is not of the Father,
right?
But of the world.
Right?
And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof.
And this world passeth away, and the lust thereof. Get me Galatians chapter 6 verse 8. You see me? This is what would have happened. As I said before, if you trust in this life, you trust in this way of life, you trust in the flesh, you're going to lead unto corruption. Man. The scripture tells in Romans chapter 8, say, yo, he that is carnally minded is death unto you, man. Understand? Go on.
It says, this is Galatians chapter 6 verse 8.
Right?
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
Right? So he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. You see, Yahushua would have reaped that corruption if he heed unto the flesh. You see, if he said, boy, I'm hungry right now, you know. You see, the flesh a ball out and a scream out for food. It a ball out and a scream out for comfort. You see, we need rest. You see, if he need choose to rest in the polluted state that the world was in at the time that the devil was offering him, you see, it would have led into corruption, man. And there would have been no salvation for the nation of Israel. You see, so Yahushua basically suffered that for our sakes. You see, the scripture tells us Yahushua is the author and finisher of our faith. You see, so we supposed to look unto him. You see, to follow after his footsteps, to follow after his state of mind, after the things that he suffered. The scripture says, rejoice as ye are partakers of Yahushua's sufferings. You see me? So we supposed to always have that state of mind, say, oh, look here, whatever we are fighting for is not for anything carnal, it's about the spiritual battle. You see, so that we may attain a greater glory than this glory that is now. You see, that anything that the scripture tells us, say, yo, him that have basically possession in this world, he has already received his consolation. You understand? So this world is shit. The scripture does tell all the fashion of this world passed away. You see, the scripture tells us, oh, him that sweat unto the flesh shall of the flesh reap what? Reap corruption, man. You understand? We don't want to reap corruption, man. We want to reap the glory of the kingdom with spiritual power, yo. You see me? Remember?
It says, but he that soweth of the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
Shall of the Spirit what? Read what?
Life everlasting.
Exactly, man. Reap life everlasting, yo. You see me? we go and reap life everlasting. And that's why right now, get me Philippians chapter 3 verse 8. That's why right now, man, we're supposed to count everything in this world lost. You see, we're supposed to always have the state of mind that we care. When we're willing to lose, there shall be nothing able to tempt us to go off, man. You see, nothing, I was saying in a couple of these movies, say, oh, every man can be bought. You see, well, the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai should not be able to be bought, you see. The scripture tells us, say, there is nothing, roughly paraphrasing, there is nothing you can do to deceive the Heavenly Father's elect. You see, once you're part of the elect of the Heavenly Father, man, there's nothing that anything can do to throw you off or deceive you into losing your crown. You see me? Here's what Paul said.
This is Philippians chapter 3 verse 8.
Right?
Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss.
You count all things, loss. For what?
For the excellency of the knowledge of Yahweh Mashiach, my Lord.
Exactly. You see me? You counted all things but loss for the excellency of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You see? Of him, Lord, you know, because he knew the glory. You see, he knew the glory we might attain. So when we refer back to the movie Apollo Creed, you see, the moment Apollo Creed 1 was when he realized, say, oh, look here, all of the material things that him have and him possess meant nothing, you know. You see, it meant nothing. He have to heed unto him true character and true nature for win the fight, man. You see me? That's how we supposed to be likewise, man. We're supposed to heed unto the nature of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to win, yo. You see me? And just get me that in Romans 8 and just to finish it up. You see me? You know what? Romans 8 think of verse. Think of verse 8. Think of 8 verse 8.
Can you please give us a tiny flesh?
Go on.
Says this is Romans 8 verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh.
Right?
But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of Yahweh dwell in you. Now if any man have not the spirit of a Mashiach, he is none of his.
Exactly, man. So you have to have the spirit of Yahweh, man. So you have to have the spirit of the Savior, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So if you don't have the spirit, it's not of the Heavenly Father. See, when you have the spirit, you know, say, yo, all of these carnalities that is in life is worth nothing. They are but dung. You see, and you have to be of the mindset to lose them for the excellency of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You see, the scripture, that's what balanced out. The scripture said, be users of the world and not abusers thereof. So while you're in the world, you exercise a discipline to acquire things for your substance. You see, but at the end of the day, you fight a spiritual warfare. You have to know how to Paul tells us, you know how to be both how to abound and how to be a base. You see, we supposed to live likewise like that, man. We supposed to know how to abound and how to abase. Always, you see, having our mindset upon Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You see, because what? I can even go afford to say, oh, I can do all things through Yahweh Shai, who strengthened me. You see, so you never have a fret in the world. You see, in all things, you know how to be sufficient. You see, because they have the instructions, the word, which is the light, a guiding path, man. So likewise, we supposed to have that light dwelling in us to basically show us the balance that look here. We supposed to always have a spiritual mind frame in how to maintain and guide ourselves in this world, man. To how to navigate ourselves on this spiritual battlefield. You see me? And with that, do you have anything? Right? You see, and with that, this lesson was edifying unto the elect of the nation of Israel. I want to say, Kalalal, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kodash. The bonus to the apostles and elders of Stone, and salutations to all the brothers that's pushing this work in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.